Have you ever wondered how to solve a 3x3 Rubik's Cube? Because if you have, look no further, as this is your one-stop guide on how to turn this into this. Let's get started. Now before we start, you might have to be able to understand cube notation. Cube notation is what's used in algorithms to symbolize what piece of the cube you turn and where. For example, R and R prime to reverse it, and L prime to reverse it, F prime, U prime, D prime, and B prime. And sometimes you also see a 2 after a letter, and that means to turn it twice. So R2 would look like this. For our first step, we'll be solving the white cross, which means getting two white lines there and there. In order to do this, we're going to find each white edge piece. There's white here and one other color. We're going to line up the other color, which this is not. Do that quickly. Line it up, and then just turn it into place just like that. Do this for the other four. Line that up. There are the other edge pieces. Here's one. Turn that sideways. That in, and the last one here. Just remember that whatever you do to turn it back after if you can. Step 2 is to solve the white corners, which it looks like we already have one here, but this is the wrong corner. Actually, it's going to be the opposite. In order to get a corner in place, I want to find any white corner piece. I'm just going to use this one example, and line it up with the other piece on the same level. In this case, it's red. So line up the red and form a right trigger, which is R prime, U prime, R. And that gets it in place. And now for this one, white and blue, we line up the blue, the left trigger, or L, U, L prime. To get that in place. Now in this case, you want to rotate it, which you can just do by lining it up where there isn't an edge piece in place, and just getting it twice instead of once in your trigger. This is green. Put that in, which did kick out a piece, but that was when it was in the wrong place. Line you up, and that should now have the full bottom layer and the white side complete. For the next step, you want to complete the second layer, which is commonly referred to as FTL, or first two layers. To do this, I'm going to take any edge piece that doesn't have white or yellow on it, as seen with this one here. I'm going to line up with the blue, and since this is a red piece, I'm going to turn it away from red, perform a right trigger, and then you just want to put this piece back in. So line up with the red, now it's to the left side, and a left trigger, and just like that, this piece should magically fall into place. You have a specific case here I can show. This piece is in the wrong, it's in the right spot, but it's flipped. To deal with this, perform a right trigger with it like this, or left trigger like this to get it out. And then get the white piece back in. And then just deal it with any other piece. Line up with the color, turn it away from the top color. Left trigger. And then line this piece back up, put it in. Do this for the last one. And now we can move on to solving the yellow side. So the next step is to solve the yellow cross. In order to do that, you need to look for specific patterns and rotate them correctly on the yellow side. For example, one of the patterns you can see is the line, which just looks like that, because the corner pieces do not matter in this step at all. And the line be oriented vertically compared to the center you're working on. Another possible setup is a corner like this, which you just need to see these three pieces should be oriented. However, when solving, you need them to be pointing in that corner. And a third possible scenario is the dot, which just is the one dot in the center, because again, corner pieces do not matter. This can be oriented, however, it does not make a difference. This one will always go into one of these two, and one of these two will eventually always solve if you do that correctly. Now the algorithm for here is very simple. is just F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. As you can see, I got the corner out of that. I'm going to rotate that to be in the top left. Do it again. F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. And now I have the yellow cross. That is done for this step. Now, in order to solve the yellow side, you just need to look for the yellow cross, which we already have. And based on the amount of corners, you want it to be rotated a different amount. For here we have 2, so we just want to put one of the remaining yellow pieces in this corner here to form this algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. So now we just have a 0 of the corners flipped. So you want to have the side with 2 on the left here, which leaves 1 here. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Now this flips 1 corner and will give us the fish, which we want to be pointing to the bottom left. One more time. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. That solves the yellow side. Now for this next step, we want to solve the corners on this third layer. In order to do this, look around at this layer to see if you have any 2 corners that match. If you do, line those up with that side. Now is the back for the step. But if, for example, you didn't get any 2 corners that match, just pick a side to be your back as on the back of the cube for the step. What you want to do here is, with your chosen side to be the back, R, F, R, B2, R prime, F prime, R, B2, R2. That should get you to this state, which you can then line up a couple more, which you will now have a 3 or 4 sides that look like this, and 2 or 3 solved sides. As I said in the previous step, it is possible to have a 3 solved sides and 3 they're just missing, like this. This is a much easier scenario that we'll be getting to in a second with this, so I'll just leave that aside for now. So now what you want to do, since there's 4 sides, just pick one to be your front. It doesn't matter. For that side, F2, and now you want to do U or U prime in order to get this shape. If you can't, because it's on the other side, pretend this is green, don't do that, just do U or U prime. You'll have to do this a couple of times. Then you want to do L prime, R, F2, L, R prime, and then you want to solve this side, F2. And now you have the 3 completed sides, and 3 sides that are 1 away, like that is shown out on this cube. I just want to do the algorithm one more time. F2, U or U prime to get this shape. L prime, R, F2, L, R prime, U or U prime in order to solve this side, F2. And just like that, you have solved it 2x3 Rubik's Cube.